my YouTube channel. I'm Liam. So I did my trade talk earlier in the week. I thought we should bring in the primos. We should bring in which rookies we should target. So with my trades at this point in time, they might change depending on team announcements, or me changing my mind. So I've got rid of Goulden this week. I feel like it was either last week I missed trading him, but this week I'm going to do it. Move Laird into the midfield, and then bring in Frederick, who I think is a must-have if he's picked. Port did lose last week, so sometimes there's selection pressure on the 18 to 22 players in the team, but I feel like he's done enough to hold his spot, and Port should be wanting to play their rookies and developing them. So he's my number one trade target this week, and I am going to chuck him in at D6, and I'm happy to play him on field. With it, I see him. He might not average 80, but 65 is something I'll just take it. D6. And my second trade is getting rid of Cox. I feel like probably wasn't the best move, but he helped me with some DPP movements to bring the trade in. But getting rid of him for a forward keeper. So I've got down to 3. Bolton, which is my number one pick at this moment. I feel like other than that game against Sydney where he scored 28, he is averaging, over 100. I think he's averaging 105. He's had one score below 85, so the consistency is there. Richmond do have a few little injuries in the midfield, so he's got more of a role there. My concern is I've got a couple of Richmond players already with buyers, but at this very stage, it would leave me with 3 forwards with Danaher, but he could be gone before then. So, but my other trade possible was Zorko. He's been very consistent. It doesn't look like he's going to get a bad score. He just doesn't have the ceiling that you want, but he's very consistent, and job security is there at Brisbane, and plus his injury history has been pretty good lately, and is a similar price to Bolton. So those two I've been tossing up. I've gone with Bolton at this very moment in time, but the 24-hour lockout seemed to get me with these sort of things. I want to bring in Bolton, but that means my trades are pretty much locked in for the week. So if anything happens, I can't really do anything, cover any donuts or anything. So I'm always worried with that because Scott always could get a rest. Rowe is possibly due for rest. Jordan, Power, does his jaw hold up? I feel like they're all fine, but just always those worries that you can get with 24-hour teams. Some will be named beforehand, but it's just always the nerve-wracking period. But that's my really reason for not bringing Bolton over Zorko. So it might be a scary thought. And my last pick, it's the risky one, saves me 60k, but he does have a big injury history, but he has a lovely role and a brilliant game this week, and that's Aaron Hall. It's just someone you just don't think of bringing into your side, but as a pod, if he stays fit, I see him going nearly 100 with his role at North. He had a shocking disposal efficiency and still ended up with 100 last week. And playing Collingwood, he's plus got a low break even. It is very tempting. Like, it will also add to making me have 3 for that first set of buyers with Zeeble and Impey. But it is hard not to do. With the lack of forward options, and you can see him possibly averaging with the best. Other than his injury history, he is very tempting to bring in this week, and I wouldn't stop you from doing it. I don't think I can do it myself, but certainly recommended, especially if you want a pod move. and go with pod moves. I feel like Zeebel's one of the best captain options this week. Collingwood giving up truckloads, and I just feel with his role, he or Hall, I think both will go 100. Could combine for 250, 260. Because Grundy nullified. Gawn was nullified by Goldstein last week, so I'm a bit worried that targeting Grundy as a VC. Goldie could have a bad week and Grundy could dominate, but I feel like Zeeble is one of my number one picks this week. Melbourne play Sydney, who've been actually hard to score against lately, so I might be worried about that. Duncan, I could go against Richmond, because any of the Geelong, Guthrie could go them, but I'm willing to take the risk and go Zeeble this weekend, hoping he does well, so I don't need to choose a captain. It's between McRae and Gawn at the moment. McRae playing Carlton. I feel like he's guaranteed 130. Well, no, not guaranteed, but I feel like he's going to go 130 unless I don't think he'll cop the Curnow tag. There's just too many good Bulldogs players for anyone to go near one of them. And Gawn, he's playing against a double ruck of Sydney, who have been... Hickey's been very good lately, so just be aware of the Gawn captaincy pick. Everyone's now probably is going to jump off ship looking at that 63, but he's still an option. But you just hope you can nail a captain option in the first couple of games. You could easily, with Sharp being the loophole, easily go with VC Gawn and then see into McRae. That's certainly another option which I would recommend if you didn't want to take the punt on Zeeble. So there are a few loophole options, because especially with Sharp and McNeil and Brockman all playing on the Sunday, you can loop a Rowe, you can loop but Scott. You can actually loop Scott in with Sharp, but there's no one to. You could loop another midfielder if you had a Berry or I wouldn't recommend bringing Collier Dawkins early, but if you have such a guy that even a Goulden that you're still holding, could loop with the Scott and have McNeil or Sharp as donuts. St Kilda play early in the week, so Highmore isn't much. She is use with Mansell and Frederick. Beg your pardon. So I'll be looping Mansell. I didn't realise that. I will be looping Mansell with Frederick this week. Or maybe, no, probably Mansell with Kositsky. Kositsky is less of a safer pick than Frederick. But it's always risky doing that with outs and all that. Just make sure you're confident with everyone playing before you do that. So yeah, that's my preview for this week. Hope you'll have a good week. Good luck with your trades. Leave any in your queries in the comments. I'm happy to answer any of those, and I'll catch you Sunday night with hopefully a positive review like last week, and we can keep on rolling towards hopefully the top 1,000 before the buys. So till then, catch you later.